Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Jomo here, bringing you a bit more FIFA 15, and this time around it's not career mode, but it is a brand new series on my channel. Now, as we all know, at the weekend the Premier League returned, and I decided to make a new series, and it's basically I select a game, the best, in my opinion, the best game from the weekend matches. And this time around, I've gone with Leicester City versus Sunderland. It ended 4-2 to Leicester after 90 minutes. And basically, I'll be doing my own little version of Match of the Day. Basically, giving my own opinions on the weekend's games and the highs and lows. But today, the feature game is Leicester versus Sunderland. I didn't expect Sunderland to make the start that they made. To be honest with you. You know, Sunderland were all over the place, as you guys will know if you saw it. But Sunderland, 3-0 up after 25 minutes was pretty impressive to say the least. And they managed to, after all of Saturday's games, managed to be top of the Premier League all the way until about 9:30 Monday night when Manchester City versus West Brom was concluded. And really, that was, my decision was tight as to which match to do. But for me, Leicester made the best start, to be really honest with you. This is the most shocking start, because not everybody expected them to be top of the table after Sunday night. But then Manchester City came along, played West Bromwich Albion away on Monday night. Made a fantastic start with a double from Yaya Toure. And obviously Company getting the head of that game I didn't see, because I never see any of the action from the Monday night games. I really should, to be really honest with you. They, by the sound of it, they put in a bloody brilliant performance to beat West Brom 3-0, and then hence result in going top of the league ahead of Leicester, who are now in second, going into the second game week. Now, the game that actually kicked off was probably the most highly anticipated. Manchester United versus Tottenham at Old Trafford. And to be brutally honest, it was a little bit of a drab, really. It was, the final score was 1-0 to Manchester United thanks to a Kyle Walker own goal. And, I would have expected better, hence the signings that Manchester United made. Darmian played very well. Schweinsteiger, I don't think he came on till the second half. If you I don't even know. I can't even remember. But I think Spurs lost it when actually, in my opinion, they deserved the draw. They played better. Well, yeah, they played better in parts. They had more possession, according to the 90-minute stats, and it was I expected better from the opening game, to be really honest with you, and for the own goal to be the opening goal of the season as well. I just laughed when I first saw it. I just laughed because you wouldn't expect an own goal to be the opening goal of the new Premier League season. But next, I'm going to really focus on Chelsea. Chelsea versus Swansea, the Saturday late kickoff, and my own team playing at home to Swansea. A winnable game, if you must say, as you would think, but obviously pre-season wasn't the best for them. Neither was the Community Shield lost at Wembley to Arsenal last weekend, and we started well. We really did start well, and we got into the lead thanks to Oscar with a free kick, a lovely goal, and nice goal there from Sunderland as well. By the way, you can see there, nice header from Stephen Fletcher, but. Oscar, very well to get us in front, and then he just sort of then they equalised through a very, very lucky piece of defending. Very good piece of luck, sorry, very poor piece of defending. Defending should have been better than that from Cahill and Terry. Courtois for the actual goal, the shot for the goal itself from Ayew, just Courtois couldn't be bothered to get to it, and then we got ourselves back in front through a massive, massive slice of luck. You know, Williams' cross slash shot getting deflected off of Fernandes, going looping over the keeper and then into the side netting. And then the main highlight, the main talking point, the main piece of drama from that game, Courtois coming out off his line onto the line for the 18-yard box, takes out Gomez, gets himself a red card, gets himself sent off, and Swansea have a penalty as a result. And why he did that, I have absolutely no idea. For me, he wasn't going to get to that any day because he just wasn't going to get to it. Yeah, okay, he has okay pace, you know, but Gomez was nearly there, pretty much. It was a 50-50 battle. He risked it, basically, and it didn't quite work out. But, it just, yeah, I mean, we just drew, and the biggest test for us next is Manchester City away. And also, going back to Leicester quickly, obviously they've got a new manager after Nigel Pearson got sacked over the summer. They got Claudio Ranieri, the former Chelsea man, coming in as his replacement, obviously making a fantastic start to compared to the Cat, who obviously turned down the initial permanent job of Sunderland manager and then decided to take it. In terms of other new appointments, we've got Newcastle versus Southampton. Obviously, Southampton still have Ronald Koeman from last season. He was currently away from that game on Sunday, thanks to a crucial ligament, I think. But Newcastle obviously have Steve McLaren. Obviously, former England man, former Derby County manager. He was. I was hoping he was going to bring a nice bit of a boost to Newcastle. You know, they've made a few new signings that look really good, and hopefully Newcastle can hit the ground running now and pick up 3 points at the weekend. Who they're playing, I have absolutely no idea. Southampton, on the other hand, I think, obviously. Ronald Koeman had his obviously was in hospital, so he left his brother in charge, and I think, yes, both sides, the match itself merited a draw, definitely. Southampton, I think it was Southampton. Yeah, Southampton had a lot of chances towards the game to actually just seal the win, and they should have, to be brutally honest with you, but then again, it ended 2-2. It merited a draw, as I just said, and you would expect a draw in that game. Southampton probably edging it if you compare it to last season. And then let's go to another Sunday game, the shock of the Sunday games. Arsenal 0, West Ham United 2. After that game, Arsenal went down to the bottom of the Premier League. They're now 19th. After Monday night's game, thanks to Manchester City's 3-0 win. But, Arsenal fans will think, why buy Czech if he's going to do that, if he's going to make those mistakes, And, he was actually at full fault for the first goal, the header, because you could argue he had a right to come for that, but most keepers in that sort of situation would actually stay on their lines and then catch it or parry it or whatever. But then the second goal was partly Czech's fault because he could have actually got to that because he is obviously, as we know from his Chelsea days, a quality keeper. But it was down to the defenders because they didn't defend properly. They didn't close him down. They didn't even make an attempt to get the ball off of him. But it happens really. Arsenal have, I don't know who Arsenal have this weekend coming, but Wenger, I think, in my opinion, if Arsenal finish 4th again this season, I think Wenger's time at Arsenal is up after 19, 20 years, to be brutally honest with you. Getting 4th consistently every single year, you could argue it's good, but a team like Arsenal should really with what they've done over the past few years in the FA Cup and Community Shield, should be pushing for the title, to be brutally honest with you, and I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will be pushing, but obviously, so will Manchester City this season, as we saw from their game against West Bromwich Albion. But we're going to go now to move on to the three promoted clubs: Norwich, Bournemouth, and Watford. Watford started their Premier League campaign away at Everton, a team that finished last season in their lowest ever position. I think it was 10th or 7th. No, I don't know. It was sort of lower to mid-table, and obviously, as we know, Everton didn't have the best of seasons last time, and Watford gave Everton a massive scare after 14 minutes as Lions put them in front. Really, when I saw Lion, whatever you want to call him, had scored for Watford, I thought Watford could do well. They got a result away at Everton, who obviously, as we know, are a decent side. That would be brilliant for them. They could kick on from that and get another good result this weekend, hopefully. But obviously, but still, they got a 2-2 draw, and that is still positive for a promoted club's first game back in the top flight. Norwich obviously coming back up from the Championship after a few years away from the Premier League. They had Crystal Palace at home, and to be brutally honest, they were hit. They just couldn't handle Crystal Palace at all, with Jerome Kabai, to name a couple. Crystal Palace obviously got the 3-1 win that they needed, and Norwich just couldn't handle them. And I think, in my opinion, Norwich will be one of the 3 teams to go back down to the Championship come May. For me, to be brutally honest. Talking relegation, Norwich I think will go down. Sunderland I think will go down, and possibly, I don't want to say it, I'd love to see Bournemouth stay up and do what Leicester did last season, but I think Bournemouth, Norwich and Sunderland will go back down to the Championship. But it's obviously at the end of week 1, so in my opinion, it could change by Christmas. The final promoted team obviously were Bournemouth. They lost 1-0 at home to Aston Villa thanks to Rudy Gestede and a decent header. Bournemouth obviously coming up into the Premier League for the first time ever in their history. Really hope they do well, I really do. Why the second half of this match isn't starting, I have no idea. There we go. So I honestly really hope Bournemouth can pick up some results soon, really, to be really honest with you. Because I think that they can do well. If they get a mid-table position, then obviously they can build on that like Leicester have done. And I really hope Bournemouth can do a Leicester. What other games were there? I can't even remember myself. I think that was it. Liverpool-Stoke, Sunday, the 4 o'clock game on Sunday. That was, it was obviously ended by Felipe Coutinho, who had a very good game, as you'd expect him to do, with the departure of Gerrard to LA Galaxy in the summer. But it was obviously ended in Liverpool's favour, and I started doing predictions for this on Twitter for the weekend games, and I predicted that Liverpool would win it 3-2 because of the result that Stoke got last time at the end of the last season, 6-1 at home. Because obviously it was a repeat fixture. It was. I was expecting a high number of games, a high scoring result, but obviously that never happened. I'm trying to think what other games there are. I'm looking at the BBC Sport website right now to see what is actually coming and see what other games I need to talk about that I've actually missed. Right, West Brom we've done, Arsenal we've done, Newcastle we've done, Stoke we've done. That's all of them. I never even realised it. But yeah, so that's going to be, obviously that's the end of, that's all the games for match week 1 covered. If you would like me to cover the Capital One Cup, the FA Cup and the Champions League, then I'm more than happy to do so. And if there is a specific game that you would like me to do for match week 2, then please do let me know. You know, obviously we've got the results still to come. Obviously this weekend, obviously the games will, all 10 games will have been played by Monday night. To kick off with, we've got Aston Villa versus Manchester United on Friday. Then the early kick-off on Saturday is Southampton at home to Everton. And then the rest of the games for Saturday are 3 o'clock kickoffs in Sunderland at home to Norwich. A very tasty affair, as they both lost on the opening day. Swansea versus Newcastle. Tottenham versus Stoke. Watford versus West Brom. West Ham versus Leicester. Now, West Ham versus Leicester. Obviously, both teams won their opening game, so you know it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. Palace are away at home to Arsenal at with a 1:30 kickoff on Sunday. The biggest game of the lot this week is obviously Manchester City at home to Chelsea at a 4 o'clock kickoff on Sunday, and then Liverpool at home to Bournemouth at 8 o'clock on Monday. Liverpool, I think, will win that one. If Bournemouth don't up their game, and I hope Bournemouth can go to Anfield with a game plan. My prediction for the games you will see on Twitter, starting at around 6 o'clock Friday evening, and Saturday morning, Sunday morning, and Monday night. And then the next video, the next episode in this series will be next week. So we're gonna, I think we're gonna end it there. I think we're 17. This video is now 17 minutes long. It's currently 1-0 to Sunderland in this game. The FIFA is going against the real life fixtures, obviously. But as I said, if you would like me to include the Capital One Cup, FA Cup, and Champions League into this mini series that I'm doing, then please do let me know, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if there's a specific match you want me to do for next week, and I'll see you in match week 2's review next week. See you later.